Let's be honest, if you told me I'd spend hours in VR digging up piles of dirt, cutting down trees, and trimming hedges, I wouldn't have believed you. But Dig VR somehow makes that experience feel both fun and rewarding. There's a weird joy in learning how the machinery works, mastering the controls, lining up the perfect scoop, and then watching the terrain react as you chip away at it. I found myself going, just one more job, over and over. It's one of those games that quietly pulls you in and it doesn't let go. Quick shout out to Just Add Water and Wired Productions for the review key. Thank you. Rest assured, this will not affect my review. Dig VR drops you in the charming town of Diglington, located in the county of Digshire, where you go from a rookie digger to a local legend that gets called for all jobs. You'll take on everything from basic building sites to the kind of oddball requests only a quirky town could come up with. There's no deep plot, but the game's humor and laid-back storytelling make every task feel like part of a lighthearted journey. Before you start the game, you're given a bunch of comfort and control options to tweak. There's actually quite a bit to customize here, so take a moment to set things up the way you like. Personally, I turn off all the comfort settings as I don't get motion sickness, and I find them a bit immersion breaking. But hey, it's great that the options are there. Once you're all set, the game drops you onto a farm where you learn the basic controls and how to operate the machinery. The tutorial is clear and well paced, but trust me, unless you're an actual machine operator in real life, you'll probably fumble a bit at first, figuring out which stick does what. Don't worry though, after a few digs, you'll get the hang of it. After the tutorial, you'll be taken to your main base, the family warehouse and office. This is your hub. You start off with a mini digger, and to unlock the bigger ones, you'll need to complete jobs around the town of Diglington. There are 4 diggers in total, from mini to large. You can customize them too, with different skins, paint jobs, and decals. These unlock as you progress, and you can buy them using the in-game currency called Dig Bucks, which you earn by doing jobs. In the office, there's a map on the wall that lets you choose from a selection of available jobs. You start off with some smaller garden tasks using the mini digger, and as you go, you'll get access to different tools. In total, there are 7 tools in the game. Buckets for digging, a saw for cutting down trees, a compactor to flatten dirt, a grabber to pick up and move objects, a breaker to smash rocks, an auger for drilling holes, and a trimmer to cut hedges and grass. This tool variety keeps the gameplay feeling fresh. As you complete more jobs, they get more complex, bigger machinery, tougher tasks, and higher payouts. You don't have to pick the equipment yourself though. The game gives you the right machine for the job. You'll get your instructions through a tablet in-game, which lists your objectives and checks them off as you go. Now let's talk about the different game modes that are available. First up is Graded mode. This is your main campaign. You get rated based on how well you complete each job. Fewer mistakes means a better score, and of course, the goal is to get that sweet S rank. Then there's Zen mode, which is basically the chill version of the game. No timers, no penalties. Even if you break stuff, it doesn't matter. Just dig, relax, and have fun. Time trials add a bit of competition, letting you race against the clock and climb the leaderboards by finishing tasks as fast as possible. There are also 3 minigames, all of which are surprisingly fun and have leaderboard support for extra replay value. There's a bowling game, where you swing a ball to knock over pins. Hook-a-duck, where you try to grab as many ducks wearing hats as fast as you can. And a ball pit, where you race to collect as many balls as possible before the timer runs out. Then there's Lost Treasure mode. Here you're dropped into a fenced area and tasked with finding buried treasures. But there's a twist. You can only dig up 1 treasure per day, so it keeps you coming back for more. And finally, there's a sandbox mode, where you can just mess around with all the machines and tools with no rules or objectives. Complete freedom to play however you like. Dig VR has a cartoony art style, but it's very tastefully done. You always feel present in the world. I know this style isn't for everyone, but honestly, I think it fits the game perfectly. Don't get me wrong, I love seeing games with high-end visuals like Horizon or Kayak VR, but in this case, that level of realism isn't needed. It's kind of like Walkabout Mini Golf. The low poly look works great because the gameplay is solid, and that's exactly the case with Dig VR. That said, I did notice the resolution felt a bit blurry at times, and there was some aliasing that caused flickering in the distance. It's not a deal breaker, but it's something I hope can be improved in the future without affecting performance. The sound design in Dig VR is well done. The machines and tools sound just like you expect, and the ambient audio always fits the environment you're in. It really helps immerse you in the world. One of the highlights is the in-game radio, Dig FM, which features a nice mix of music genres. It adds a lot of charm while you're working. Overall, the sound design is solid and adds to the experience. I was genuinely surprised by how addicting and fun Dig VR turned out to be. I constantly found myself wanting to play just a little more. It's a very polished game, everything works as it should, and the jobs are fun to complete. I didn't run into a single bug during my playthrough, and the frame rate stayed smooth the entire time. The only thing I'd love to see improved in the future is the resolution. A little less blur would really sharpen up the visuals. If you're looking for a lighthearted, slower-paced simulation with arcade vibes, I highly recommend checking this out. I give Dig VR a solid 8.5 out of 10.